Good afternoon. My name is David Levenstein. I'm the executive producer at 1039 LI News Radio. And I'm here with our portfolio repairman, Mr. Jan Tenagin. Jan Tenagin has offices in Huntington, Northport, and in Manhattan. His phone number is 631-425-1966. 631-425-1966. He's the president and founder of the Tenagin Financial Group. He is a certified financial planner. He is our investment portfolio repairman. He's a retirement income specialist, wealth management specialist, certified financial planner, investment and insurance consultant. Good to see you, my friend.
Always a pleasure.
So, we're heading towards the end of the year.
Yes, we're there.
And the market is looking at another all-time high. Every year that ends up, it ends up basically an all-time high at one point or another.
It's either high or low for the year.
Right.
And overall, for the last 100 years, it's gone up and up and up.
I mean, I'm looking at the chart right now of the market, and we've had back in, we hit around 14,000 in 2007, August of 2007. At the end of the year, it had definitely dropped to about 7,000. It was a lousy year, and then it continues to grow. This is not a year by year. Investing is not a year by year game, is it?
It doesn't go straight up.
No.
So if you're not in it, you're not going to win it.
Right.
If you're going to get in or out of the market, you've got to be right 100% 2 times, not just one.
Right.
When do I get in? When do I get out?
So let me look at this with you right now. In February 11th of this past 2016, the market was low for the year. It was at 15,660.
Right.
Okay. Now it closed yesterday at 19,920.
Right.
That is a huge return in that 1 year.
Right.
Huge.
And if you go
unprecedented.
If you go from January to what's going to be the end of the year in a couple of days, you're up 11+% for the year.
Right.
Which is the average.
Right. That's what it is.
So some years are not so good, some are.
Yeah.
We're all investing for retirement, whenever that is. So is it 5 years from now, or is it 30 or 40 years from now?
Right.
Be in the market, stay in the market, review it periodically, and make sure you're properly diversified for your time in life cycle.
Now, the reason why I brought up February, right, 16th, which is when the year market had the lowest, because in January, a month before that, the market was about 17,500.
Right.
It dropped 2,000 points in the beginning of the year on a correction.
Right.
But from at the beginning of the year, from 17,000 to 19,000 is about 10%.
Right.
From January to January, it's up 10%. Not from the low, because you don't know when the low is going to be. No. And that's now, if you bought it on that day when it hit 15,000, you would have been up 30%, right? Mm-hmm. But you can't time that market, can you?
You cannot.
Right.
No. Everyone that's tried has failed.
Right.
Some people can do it for a very short period of time, but then they fail.
But how the wonderful benefit, and you talk about this all the time, about dollar cost averaging, right?
Yep.
As if you were buying share at the end of the year, the Dow Jones was in trading around 17,000, 18,000, right? Mm-hmm. And then it dropped to 15,000, and you kept investing. You kept buying.
Right.
Not only would you have made your loss back, but you would have been way ahead of the game from dollar cost averaging.
Yeah, if you're in a 401k, or if you're in your own IRA, and you contribute regularly. Most people in a 401k, they take the money out every paycheck, which is twice a month.
Right.
And if you're putting $100 in every time, if the stock is trading at 10, you're getting 10 shares.
Right.
But if it's down at 5, you're getting 20 shares.
Right.
So when the market's low during your investment years, be happy you're buying more shares, and when it comes back up, you've got that much more money too.
So your investment style, your investment strategy shouldn't really change from year to year outside of any kind of dramatic lifestyle changes.
Exactly. And now that we're living much, much longer than we did 20, 30 years ago, your money has to continue to work for another 10, 15, 20 plus years to keep you solvent until you do pass.
Right. So if you're investing right now in any qualified plans, and to define a qualified plan would be what?
A qualified plan is money that goes in pre-tax, grows tax deferred, and comes out taxed at the other end. So it could be an IRA, a simple IRA, a SEP, a 401k, 403b, 457.
And the IRA could be either a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA.
Right.
Are you seeing many people still converting their traditional IRAs to Roth IRAs?
Absolutely.
They are?
Yes.
Even though there is a tax consequence, do you have to pay the tax off immediately, or can you spread out that tax consequence over a number of years?
No, it's in that tax year.
It has to be in that tax year.
Absolutely.
When they first allowed you to convert, I think at that point, on that particular year, they allowed you to pay it over a period of time.
They might have, I don't remember.
Yeah, in the very, very beginning of that. That was in the late 90s, actually.
And I think when it first started, no one quite understood what it was all about.
Right.
But now most people are quite aware of a Roth and the major benefits that it has over an IRA.
Right. I mean, imagine having your money grow tax deferred, and when it comes out, the income is tax-free versus right now in any qualified plan, the money comes out and you're taxed as ordinary income.
Yeah,
and whatever your tax bracket would be, that's what you're taxed at.
And if you're in the highest bracket, that's almost 40% coming out. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right, and then so you've enjoyed years and years of tax deferred growth, only to pay income tax. It almost makes more sense to pay your income tax along the way while it's growing.
Absolutely.
And then have tax-free income, legitimate tax-free income, because you've paid the taxes on that, right?
And the other huge benefit is at 70.5, and with a Roth, you do not have to take anything out.
Whereas an IRA traditionally, you do.
You never have to take it out. So with your other investments, you become very, very successful.
Right.
Maybe you put the beneficiary as your grandchild, your great-grandchild. This will grow for another decade or so.
Right.
To a huge amount of money, or potentially a huge amount of money.
And that will be tax-free income to them as well.
Correct.
Right. I mean, the benefits of a Roth IRA are tremendous. To learn more about it, and he's a wonderful resource, actually, of information for you. You have a newsletter as well that you send out to people, correct?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that. It's being published today.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we come back.
Okay, but meanwhile, let me remind everyone who we have. Jan Tenhagen. Jan Tenhagen, he's a certified financial planner, retirement income specialist, wealth management specialist, and investment and insurance consultant. And don't fool yourself, insurance is a major part of your financial plan. He is the president and founder of the Tenhagen Financial Group. They're located in 3 very convenient offices for you. One's in Northport, one is in the village of Huntington, and the other is in Manhattan, in case you happen to live in Manhattan and be traveling this weekend on Long Island. It's the Tenhagen Financial Group. The phone number is 631-425-1966. But more importantly, go to tenhagen.com, TenHAAGEN, TenHAAGEN. And we're talking about sticking to a strategy. And you told me you have year-end letters from 2006, 2008 that look the same, right?
Basically, I write a letter at the end of the year for my clients and prospects and anyone who wants to read it about what happened that year and what you should be doing now we're going into a new year.
Right.
And they all read almost the same. Mm-hmm. Like one thing I'd like to while I've got it in my mind is whenever I ask a younger, middle-aged person, I want you to put 15% of your paycheck into your 401k or wherever it is.
Right.
Oh, I can't afford that. I just can't do it.
Right.
But if I ask them, can you live on 85% of your salary? Most of them say, yeah, I think I can do that.
Right.
It's the same darn thing.
Right.
You've got to pay yourself first. Get that money away for your future, your family's future.
Well, it's very interesting. People, and I believe they think of themselves they think of themselves first in I'm going to pay my mortgage first because that's taking care of me.
Right.
I'll pay my car payment first. I'll pay my car insurance first. But when you talk about paying yourself first, you're talking about legitimately taking a cash investment into your retirement, into your future.
Yeah, and leave it there.
Right. And then the money that you have left over after, you pay yourself first. Then pay your mortgage payment and pay your car payments and your insurance and your household payments. But you need to take that advantage of the deferral.
Yeah, if you get 100% of your paycheck,
right,
the first 15 to 20%,
Right.
Put it into your 401k, your whatever investment for your future.
Right.
50% put towards necessary bills, as you said, the mortgage, the rent, etc.
Sure.
And then the other part, decide, do you want to go to dinner with friends or do you want to put more away?
Right.
Have that as discretionary money. But the first things are the important ones that have to be done.
The key to do that, to being able to accomplish that goal, is not to live above your means.
And the way to do that is to create a balance sheet saying, here's all the money that's coming in, here's what I'm paying out, and all these other things. Do I have a plus or a minus at the bottom? And if I have a minus, time to readjust your living style.
I'm very proud to be sitting here with Mr. Jan ten Haagen. He is the president and founder of the ten Haagen Financial Group. They have 3 offices, one located in Northport, Huntington, and Manhattan. Their phone number is 631-425-1966. 631-425-1966. When we come back, more with our portfolio repairman, Mr. Jan ten Haagen.